Alright guys, I don't know how long this video will be, but here we go. I've actually started going to the gym when I was 16 years old. When going to my sixth form. But I did do this like cheeky little thing back in year 8, year 9, when I was curling with small dumbbells, about 5 kilos. My dad bought me a dumbbell set, I remember very fondly. And I just did a bunch of curls. I think that what inspired me was like my bus was kind of scary. It was full of like older kids, and I was like, I don't want to be physically bullied or anything, so hit 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 that stuff up. Also the like push-ups and stuff, mostly curling. Um, and also there was an arm wrestling thing, and I was like doing it myself before training. I got beaten by a girl, strong girl, to be fair, mind you, but still, I wasn't happy with that, so I just like did that. Eventually, we did another little arm wrestling competition, like in break time, lunchtime, I think, or was it? I don't know, but some sort of break time, like a few months later, and I was like, I beat everyone basically, and I was like, damn, bro, it pays off real easy. Another time when I was 13, 14, I went to the gym for the first time with my dad, and he gave me a barbell. I think I could only do a barbell and like 2.5s on barbell bench. I was like, damn, okay, this is so hard. I was like, fuck, I don't want to do this actually. I just want to stick to the stuff I was doing already. Oh yeah, it was my dad like was doing a bro split with me essentially. I don't think we were doing full body. We were just doing some hypertrophy training, you know, the standard bodybuilding thing. But yeah. Oh right. And funny thing is, we did a bro split when I was in sixth form. My friend, it's hard to remember now because it was so long, but like 90 minutes of worth or 2 hours worth, I think. Did a bunch of planks. I remember that. That was crazy. Oh, abs were like typically the last thing we would do, and it'd typically be the thing we'd most often skip because it's such a pain, and I hate planks. So I've switched to other things nowadays, but so yeah. I often forgot like my gym kit. Like, fuck. I need to go back to home quickly and then come back. I was such a dick about it because that would stop us completely from working out. So my friend had to wait for me, and it was basically like that. We had to rely on each other to push ourselves basically. It's a little brotherhood thing, but outside of those times when we decided to subtly just stop going sometimes, like it was very hard to pick that habit up again without having someone by your side. I think I recommend if you're starting out a gym, you should have someone there. It will very much encourage you, but don't be too dependent on it and rely on it too much, because it will make you want to go to the gym by yourself even less, in my opinion. Yeah, so we typically stopped going to the gym when it was like stressful exam season or like very, very cold. And we'd walk for an hour and a bit to it too. But I didn't mind because we had each other, which is like fun company, talking stuff. It's very fun. The only thing I had pre-gym was my big ass legs, and I don't know why I had them, but I don't know. Also, before the gym, I did a lot of bicycling because we had a little bicycle machine, and we also had I also ran for a bit as well in my pre sixth form days. Last year of year 11, I think. Yeah, we had I would jog like a 30-minute-ish course around my neighborhood. Go through the woods and stuff. At night it's pretty scary, but I don't know, it felt pretty good. Very tiring though, very tiring, especially when you need, as a kid, you do need like sleep before, so I feel like it's kind of a crime to have kids get up so early in the morning because we need more of that. Basically, the kids in schools are chronically sleep deprived anyway because of the fact that it's like the circadian rhythm that we rely on is it actually cuts into like 10 a.m. ish at latest or something like that for children. Anyway, I think the big legs came from my dad. He was a weightlifting, some kind of, I think either weightlifting or bodybuilding champion, amateur one from Latvia, which is my home country, but I've not been there in like a while anyway. It's quite a few years. I've lived here longer than I've lived there, so don't really miss it that much. I left when I was about 8, 9, 10 or something, roughly there, somewhere there. Roughly 9 years old. So I've lived here about 14 years. It's quite a lot. Oh yeah, I was subpar strength-wise, apparently, because when I went onto the Symmetrical Strength app or site or whatever, they gave me a rank lower than untrained, which sucks. I thought I'd be average for my age, but I was not. I thought I'd have that slight farmer strength because when I was a kid, it was like a few years when I was like 6. We did a bunch of farm work. We were out in the fields, stuff like that. Or every day. I guess it didn't translate though. Maybe. I mean, it's been a long time, so that's probably it. Also subpar because I was a nerdy and artsy kid, liked video games and like drawing a lot. And as you know, those don't really give you the best physique or strength base. I also fucking fell in love with YouTube when I was like, when it first came, close to when it first came out, like I'd say I started watching it in 2010. It's 5 years after it started, basically. Very, very nice time to be a YouTube watcher. So many, it was a good, different, nicer era, you know? Anyway, I remember my goal was getting a 6-pack, typical, and getting toned, you know, toned, whatever that means, for the summer. Typical newbie first goals for an impressionable kid. It's funny now that I think about it. I was very inconsistent too. I was pretty like I had month-long streaks at most of going to the gym, even when I started going by myself later on. Also, because of my sixth form situation, I had the problem of to do 4 subjects instead of 3 because of the thing I wanted. I wanted to do further maths, but I didn't have the grades. I was like 5 marks off an A, so I had to do a B. Because of that, they added more work on me for some reason. I thought they'd, you know, like they wanted me to. Basically, they were trying to force me to not to throw that subject away in the most roundabout, wasteful, passive-aggressive way possible, which sucks. And I guess the idea was, oh, you've dropped this subject, but now you can do that subject. Wow. IT was the thing that made me like the most miserable because I was very inefficient but even when I was like IT would take up so much more time than anything else on average. I remember having to stay up doing all-nighters like half the time, getting stressed out, going to bicycling to school, and just being a zombie, falling asleep like multiple times in the day. I'm sure that fucked up the rest of the grades I was gonna get before, you know. So I just got fucked in a way. I think I'd prefer if they just didn't give me that further maths. They should have just said no instead of just giving me the choice of getting 4 subjects. You know, that actually fucks me over so much. But it's in the past. Stoicism, just can't change the past. Just, you can only learn from it, and that's what I'm going to learn from now on. Do as much work as you need to on the things you care about, and if you can't get them, like, just stick to what you can. Much better than doing like more work for no reason. So yeah, because of that, I ended up dropping out at the end of my year. I was super depressed. I remember specifically the day of the exam results, we had to go to school, and I had this time where I locked myself in the bathroom, just cried my eyes out, and I was so sad about it, because I basically wasted my whole year on that, struggling for no reason. And I vowed to not have that ever again, but I didn't want to go back to sixth form because I knew that I would have to like drop the only thing really that I got a grade in, which was IT. I mean, not, sorry, I meant like drop the only thing I wanted to do besides IT, which I didn't want to do, but I had to get because I thought it'd be easy to do. But it wasn't easy to do 4 subjects. Not, you know, that's all jumbled up now. Anyway, because of that, I left, got real depressed, stopped doing the gym stuff, which would have made me less depressed. But I didn't think about it too deeply then. I do now. Anyway, I went to a in the UK it's called college. So you can't get into uni. You can do sixth form. You can do college, and it's just an alternative school. If it's basically easier, you know, in a way. Like, and I just focused on engineering. I decided to do a level 3 course in engineering. I did pretty well in, but I missed a few marks, so I didn't get the best score. I was pretty. I dropped like 5% of the marks out of a full score, so I was pretty happy in the end. And it's because it's coursework. It's much easier. You don't have to memorize anything. You can just and execute it. You can just literally just work on it as long as you can. That's all I could do, really. I wasn't gonna do anything else that my classmates did. That we actually had a really smart class. I was very surprised, but I think it's just because of the year they upped the difficulty the year I was doing those exams. So a lot of people failed that they probably shouldn't have failed, and decided to go sixth form instead. Everyone was pretty smart, and everyone had like well, most people were pretty smart. Like 2 people, not so much. And they all had work. So I was like, fuck, if I don't get a better grade than them, and I'm not working, like, what does that say about me? So I just like completely hunkered down, try to ignore everything else but studying. Not studying, well, studying partly, because there was some things you had to study and research rather. I had to research a bunch, and I had to do a bunch of coursework, and I was bad at it on the first year, but second year I really tried executing the coursework on the day I got it, or if I couldn't, like, whatever I had to hand in first, I would do that first. If like get like a week done ahead of schedule, which is a very insanely hard skill to do as a teen, if I say so myself. It is you have to you're basically learning the act of relying on yourself and time scheduling, which is insanely hard because you're not, aside from homework, which is like before that, homework before the end of year 11 was so easy. It would take maybe an hour to do, and you'd only get it very occasionally, to having to do 3, 4, 5 hours of coursework for like one subject, and you'd have like multiple assignments sometimes at the same time. That would stress, well, put a nice load that was like 20 times bigger than what you would usually have. So yeah, but I did have my time of having to quickly, last second, upload something. Oh man, that was so funny. But IMO, if you fail college, you're a bit pathetic. Honestly, like in my class, even if you just made a paragraph and handed that in, you would get a shouldn't well, you could get a redo, essentially. So there was really no excuse to not try. Sorry, I had to let the dog in. Okay. Where was I? I was getting super distracted. Anyway, fitness journey. I have to stay on topic. I was still very inconsistent at the time, throughout sixth form and I already said that, throughout college as well. Because I literally just had to. I was not gonna fuck it up. I was just gonna focus on coursework until I finished everything, no matter what. And maybe then I'd do some gym stuff. But I didn't really do much. Also, at some time, I did get a Burger King job. It was nice because it was more relaxing than the other work I could really get at the time. Fast food wise, fast food wise or cashier wise, there were less people around, so I was like, it was nice. I got to clean up a bit, and it wasn't like long hours or anything. It was just like 4 hours there, 4 hours somewhere else. Got a bit of pay. Got like 1 to 2. I think about 2 grand total or something, or maybe even less. I think it might have been 1 grand. Pretty sad, I know. But hey ho. I really should have focused more on the gym after doing all my coursework. Essentially, I wish I did. I wish I wasn't as well. Not as, I could have still been more. I think I would have been even better actually if I had that gym stuff, because it would teach me a bit. Even it would help with the discipline of staying on top of coursework, in my opinion. Oh yeah, after this college, so I went back into work. I fucked up a bit by not, like, I wanted to do an apprenticeship, but I kind of fucked up because I didn't qualify at the time, and this resulted in me doing some work, just some random place nearby, 5 minute walk. I was like, damn, okay. 8 hours, got like shitty pay, £8 something. They still get shit pay from what I know. Not like other places around here that are like £12, £13, very good money wise, which I appreciate more. Kind of lost. I was lost in the sauce in a way. I got comfortable into just working and working for the sake of work, or like living for the sake of working, essentially, which is a pretty sad when you think about it. Mentally, I was still like hesitant to figure out what apprenticeship I wanted to do, so I was too scared, essentially. But this will change at the end of this year, I think, 2023, hopefully. I'll have something. Even if it's not what I want, I'll just have an apprenticeship. It's just better to. It's just a better. It's just a better path to take. And who knows? I could always switch when I have the necessary engineering experience later to what I want to actually do. Anyway, during those times where I was just mainly working, me and my dad and my brothers started doing Muay Thai, which was pretty fun. We had a regular class every week, and then like after a few months, like a special class taught by this guy who was a bit of a dick. And sometimes we'd just do some weightlifting, which is pretty fun when you have like a little cool little group, like an RPG party, you know what I mean? Fuck. We would do some bro splitty things. Mainly now I do full body. I do it myself, by myself. It's just it's more convenient nowadays. I would say at the end of last year and start of this year, I've been the most productive. Scratch that. At the end of 2021 and going into 2022 has been the most productive years of my life, in my opinion. And that includes gym as well. Even if I'm just half my routine doing any blunders, I will still show up, and that's all that matters, you know? That's all that matters. Just show up. That's something that took me so goddamn long to learn and internalize, but 7 years. 7 years of gymming. I had to learn the most basic basic stuff foundationally to gymming. It's just to show up every week, every time you have to go gym, even if you do half, even if you do a quarter. The habit is what matters. It took me so long to follow this through. Anyway, and on that depressing note, we'll switch it up. I've been getting bigger, getting stronger, getting more aesthetic nowadays, so it's not all bad. So, I'll see you guys later.